Good morning, friend.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so we're back in the studio. People are asking why we have to be in separate rooms. We're not doing the show from separate rooms. We are still doing the show live. Ian Riley's in the studio right now, reseal the K-Hop stuff behind him and the K-Hop mic. I'm in the office. The reason we're doing it this way is because we still like to have face-to-face conversation with the split screens. And then we don't want feedback in the same, so we can't do it in the same room.
Yeah. It's just easier this way.
Yeah, and if we're sitting next, and then like I know you're gonna ask, well, what if you just sit next to each other? Because then we're gonna be talking to each other like this, and you're just gonna see the sides of our heads.
That's all it boils down to. It's really that simple.
We talked on the air tonight that I have a date tonight, and the guy was gonna make me some food that I don't really like. So he asked me what I don't like, and I just only told him mushrooms. And he said, okay. And then he decided he was going to make spaghetti squash. And if you're new, I don't eat Zoodles. They are weird in my mouth and they're not delicious. But I didn't see it coming. So you brought it up on the air because you're my bestie. And within minutes, he got the message. And so now tonight I'm having something different for dinner.
Okay. He sounds like a wonderful dude. And I'm excited to meet him if I meet him. I guess the way you explained it, it was a thoughtful idea given your dietary restrictions. I just feel like Zoodles on a first dinner date, even if somebody has massive diet restrictions, should only be prepared if the person eating the Zoodles said in a prior conversation, I really hope you make me Zoodles for dinner. Otherwise, there is no scenario ever where making Zoodles for the first time you make somebody dinner is okay unless they specifically requested it. And even then, follow up their request with, are you sure that's what you want?
He was like, I go, I'm not picky. The only thing I don't eat is mushrooms, but if they're cut up small, I can't see them. It's fine because the texture thing is not a taste thing. And with the Zoodles, it's the same. Blech, the texture is weird. And I'm not much of a pasta eater anyways. And so then I don't want to be too picky because you can't get me pasta either because it has to be gluten-free, so it can't be pasta either. But we have talked about my Traeger and how much I love to grill. And he was saying how much he loves to grill. I told him all about the pit barrel I bought you and how cool that thing was, right? It's Taco Tuesday. We talked in extent about tacos, right? But somebody on here hit him up. And he wrote me and he said, only Zoodles and mushrooms for you tonight.
Because somewhere between the last time you guys hung out and now, where you've spent way more time talking about the foods that you guys talked about, somewhere he was like, all those foods we talked about, Zoodles.
It could be his favorite. It could be delicious.
Then you still don't do that. You save, okay, this is a really good conversation to have. Not specifically the Zoodles, but when you bust out your favorites. Because even if it's your favorite, you don't bust something out that weird until later down the line, right?
He wrote me and said, I will never make you anything that you don't like. So please just be honest with me. And I was like, okay. And I should have told him because I'd feel the same way. Like if somebody, say I was making food for you, because you were friends and I'm coming over, Riley, I have extra, let me meal prep for you. I would prefer you looking me in the face and going, I don't like this and I don't want this.
I don't think I could do that.
And you can't do it, see? So then
do
it either. I could, as soon as he said, I'm going to make spaghetti squash, I went, okay.
Somebody was meal prepping the other day and included me in on it. And I was having this thought to myself that if they were going to put, because I knew it was going to be in the meals, and I literally thought to myself, if they were going to put something in there that I don't like, would I say something? Or in my head, would I already rationalize this out to be like, well, if it's meal prepping, then they already have a ton of it. So don't say anything, Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have to say something. Oh man, it's just so tough being honest, It's so much easy. It's 100% easier to lie about things than it is to be honest about things.
My sex life than about if you're going to make me the wrong food.
Say that again?
I said, I'm more honest about my sex life than if you're going to make me the wrong food, I'm just going to eat it,
Right.
I know, Tammy. He found out, and somebody already told him. Somebody called him and was like, look, because his friends have been, I know a couple of his friends, and they're like, he likes you. So they go, we called him right away and told him that you don't like that.
Hey, here's, when it comes to setting the tone early, where do you draw the line as far as like okay, so like everybody has their own lives and how they operate, right? And when you're single, you learn how to operate single life, so then when you cohabitate with somebody, then you gotta meld those two lives together again, right? Which is I mean, without kids it's hard enough, but then when you have kids, it's equally as hard. When do you start telling them like some of the things that they do bother you or bug you? Like, how long do you hold on to that stuff? Do you tell them right out the gate?
Because I'm pretty honest from like at the get-go with myself. Like, he told me that he's a clean freak. Like, he sent me a picture and his place looks spotless. And he's like, I can't handle a mess. And I literally go, not me. That ain't me. Just so we're all clear here. Like, if this is in the future, you're going to be doing most of the cleaning.
Yeah.
If it bothers you,
Okay. So you start getting that stuff out of the way early.
Yeah.
What about little quirks?
What do you mean?
I'm not asking for any specific reason. I'm just going down the rabbit hole here with you. But what about little quirks? Like quirks that bother you? Do you get? I'm sure you're probably honest with yourself about that, and that like I don't like that they do that. But do you tell them?
Yeah. The last guy I was dating, I would get so mad when we would be discussing something, and he would go, "Just sit there and look pretty." And by the third time, I finally looked at him and go, "Look, I don't think it's funny anymore. Especially when I'm right and you're wrong. Don't talk down to me." Is that a quirk or is that just him being a big douche?
Oh, I think he's just being a jerk. That's misogynist. That's just straight misogyny. Let's not confuse misogyny with quirky.
Right? Okay, like quirks, like what do you mean? You have to give me some example.
I don't know, like the way
you
that
don't want to give me an example because it's going to throw somebody under the bus, isn't it?
No. There's no real specific reason. It could be anything, like the way that they eat cereal, or the way that they watch TV, or the way that they fold clothes, or the way that they clean a certain part.
If I go on a date with you and you blow your nose at the table, I will never go out with you again.
That's a hard no.
Hard no. That's disgusting.
Okay. What about in the house? Like if they come over and they have to blow their nose and they don't go in the bathroom, do you tell them? Like, it really bugs me when people blow their nose.
No.
Okay.
I am sitting at a table and there's food around. Go blow your nose somewhere else. It's gross.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair. The way you play with your hair. Me or you?
No, she said that's a quirk she doesn't like.
Oh, okay.
Like me playing with my hair? Is that one of the quirks that's bothering you, Danette?
Stop.
I know. It's an anxiety thing. I need a fidget spinner. Yes, Cheyenne.
In general, I've found, because you and I have kind of similar thresholds when it comes to like gross out humor, not gross out humor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've found that, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, that stuff like that really like gets to me now. Like I used to be, because most dudes, not most, half dudes in their 20s, early 30s, like a burp and a fart, it's like ah ha 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 ha. But like, especially in these last 5 years, like the burps and the farts and stuff like that, I've really kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say I've grown up, but I've drawn some lines in the sand.
Yeah, farts have never been funny to me though, but you know that.
This is true. Which, and to your credit, every time you did around me when you were pregnant, you apologized profusely. We just never got a warning.
Let's talk about fart water.
Oh, the seltzer water.
So Ian Riley does not drink, but he likes the flavor of beers and stuff. So I follow all these NA sponsorships and stuff to get you new. I like finding you new stuff, right? So one pops up on my Insta yesterday, and it's NA seltzers. And at first I was like, that's a great idea. And then I clicked on it and I'm like, so LaCroix?
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic seltzer would be a soda, right?
I think there's also a brand called Perrier that does the same thing.
right? And we call it fart water because LaCroix is like an orange farted in your can.
Yeah, little fruit fart water.
Little fruit
like,
fart water.
It's like if you envisioned it, okay, like if you had the pomegranate version of LaCroix, if you envision like a little pomegranate coming along and just going right in the water, and then just moving right along, just a little tiny fart, a little fart in the water, and then off it goes.
So I'm looking at these seltzers and I'm like, okay, I respect their hustle and stuff. I mean, if you can charge $24 for a 12 pack and get away with it, go ahead, right? So I go and look in the comments, and literally 100% of the comments was LaCroix. Is that what you're serving us?
Which, okay, two things. One, it's funny you're bringing this up because only in the last 3 or 4 weeks, for whatever reason, I've discovered LaCroix, and I don't know why I never knew it earlier. I think it's because before I always pronounced it LaCroix.
Huh? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I never knew. I always called it like LaCrux or I think Angie's coming in. Angie!
Is that Boss Lady?
I think Boss Lady's here. Where's Boss Lady? Where'd she go?
I can hear her. Angie, are you here?
I think she's coming.
Yeah, I can hear her too.
You can hear her?
Is she going to the studio or is she coming to our office?
She was coming. She wasn't going to come in because she thought we were streaming, but I was going to throw her on the stream without preparing her. So I guess
she hates that. Where's she at? Yeah, I hear her talking. I can hear her talking to our boss man out there.
Hi.
Oh, there she is. Hi. Well run. Yay. There's Boss Lady Angie. I'm in the studio so that we can still look at each other and there's no feedback. I'll come back in a minute.
Where are you?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
I'm in my office.
You're in trouble. She's here looking for you.
Oh, okay. I'll be there in a minute. Don't tell her that I'm at home. All right, you guys. We have Stockton Dirt Track tickets on the air. We have your $25,000. You get $100 just for qualifying. $25,000. Fast money keyword. We'll give you the word. You text it in. You can win lots of money. We have that. A lot of cool stuff that we're giving away on the air. We're going to jump back on.
Bye,
guys.